So today I'll be making this soap inspired on the Titanic, and I will put a link to the recipe. Right now this oil is at 108. I actually need it a little bit warmer, so I'm gonna warm it up. Okay, so my fats are not at 123, and I'm gonna add my liquid oils, and that's bringing it to 110, 112. Okay, that should be warm enough. So now I'm going to add the lye water, which I have right here, and I'm going slowly so that I don't create splashes. And initially I'm just going to mix it with the spoon. This is a stainless steel spoon, which is what you need to use, either that or plastic or silicone. Never use aluminum. And I guess, and you can see now how the oils have become opaque. So I'm going to start using the stick blender, and I'm just gonna do a few bursts at first. And I think I'm just gonna let it reach emulsion. My lye water was at around 100 degrees, so it had cooled down a lot. For this particular oil, I don't need it to be thin, but I don't want it to be super thick either, so I'm going for somewhere in between. Okay, I don't see oil marks anymore, so I believe I reached emulsion. And I'm just gonna leave my stick blender there, and it's just a bucket with water. I remember that because I'm going to be doing different colors, it's better if I don't reach medium trace yet, since I will be stick blending those colors. So I'm going to add my fragrance, and I need about 2.5 ounces of it. This weighs 7.75, so I'm going to add, let's see, until I have 5.75. And I'm using peppermint candy fragrance oil. That's 602. This fragrance is supposed to behave well, and I think I'm close enough now. And it is by Crafter's Choice. It doesn't go with the theme at all. However, I've been wanting to use it for a while. I figured that for this kind of soap, which is a Titanic theme, something that smells like the ocean will probably be better. And I have bought some like that, but I seem to do a lot of water themes, so I'm sure I'm gonna have plenty of opportunity to use my other fragrances. But for now, I'm just gonna go with peppermint on this one. And I will be using this embeds out of Melt and Pour and cold process subtle on the back. And I will post a video link in the description on how I made this, in case you want to watch that one as well. Okay, so I've just blended the fragrance, and now I'm going to distribute the mix among the different colors. I do have some blue here, and I'm going to put, I just need a little bit of white. I don't need a whole lot. And I have it, the titanium dioxide dispersed in water. And then I think on this one I'm gonna do the black, since it is inspired in the Titanic. I do want to make it look like if it was nighttime, and at night the water pretty much looks black. And I do want to get rid of this blue sample, so I'm going to have, I guess, 2 shades of blue. Okay, that might have been too much for this little mix. And when you do mix your colors, you go from lighters to dark. So I'm gonna start with the titanium dioxide. Since I have very little mix, I'm putting a lot of bubbles on this one, which is not good. Okay, and I had this blue here, which I think I'm gonna add more since I poured a lot of mica on it. And this particular blue, I said it was a sample. It was from Bamboo Berry, and I cannot read the name anymore. So it seems to be pretty. Well, that's noisy. And I'm gonna go to the blue, and I'm using a pigment on this one. Actually no, an oxide, which is, take that back, aquamarine blue pigment. And it's a very bright, deep blue. It's a good thing I'm not making the whole batch this color, because that will be very pigmented and it will probably change the colors of the bubbles. And if people use a washcloth, it may stain it. And not in the last one, I'm just using charcoal powder. So I'm gonna put about, this is a 1/4 teaspoon, and it was a heaping one. So it probably has 3/4 of a teaspoon of that. Alright. And this is the mold, one of the molds that I will be using, and I have in here some melt and pour little pieces from a different project. These are totally optional. I'm just trying to use them up. The peppermint fragrance actually smells pretty nice. It's peppermint candy. Alright, so I really don't have a plan on how I'm going to pour it. But I did think of pouring at least 2 colors at the same time, so that they sort of blend together on the edges. Let's see. Let me move this away. And I will put the recipe on the description as well, in case you wanna look at it. Okay. Oh. And that seems to be quite high, or the height that I want it to be. So now I'm just going to add some of the white. And the white, the idea for me is to sort of create that reflection that you see of the moon or the stars or just any light that you see on top of the water. So now I'm going to use just this to sort of mix it. I really don't want a specific pattern, but I do want to put more black on the edges or push it. And then I'm going to set it apart so that it hardens some, and when it's ready then I'm going to add the embeds. I do have some cold processed soap dough of white that is supposed to resemble pieces of the iceberg, and I'm just gonna drop those randomly in the soap. Okay, it's been about 15 to 20 minutes, and I did test with one of the embeds, and it's holding up, it's not sinking. So I'm going to put just the remaining one, and I think it's going to stick just fine, but just to be safe I'm just going to spray it with alcohol. And these are going to be square like bars. So I will be just putting them on each corner, just like so. And this is all that I'm going to do to this one. Alright, so it's been about 24 hours. So I'm going to unmold it and maybe cut it. You know, actually, it may not be ready. Alright, it's been 2 days. I made this on Sunday afternoon, and it's now Tuesday evening, and this thing is taking forever to harden up. But I've decided I'm going to unmold it whether it's ready or not, because I'm too impatient to keep waiting. So far I'm getting a release on the edges. Excuse me. And the actual edges, the size is not clean because I did try to remove it early yesterday. And actually it's very soft at the bottom still. So it's looking very rough on the edges. So I'm gonna have to probably leave it, let it air out a little bit. I mean, 2 days apparently is too early. I probably should have kept waiting another day or two, but I'm too impatient to do that. So I'm just gonna cut it even though it's soft. And what this means is that I'm going to have to clean it up later. And I did mark on the front the spots where I should be cutting it from, but because the bottom is so soft, I'm gonna have it up as I cut it. Now this is a cutter that I made. It's just wire with 2 beads at the end. Oops, sorry, it must be noisy. And this is a cutter, a repurposed thing that my husband made for me. So the idea is just to go down with the wire It's the first time I'm using it, by the way. It looks like I got one side down, but the other one is not going. So I'm going to have to make pressure on the sides. It's almost all the way through, but not quite. Okay, now it's going through. That's not good. I'm gonna lay it against it. Okay. This is a classic example when things don't go as you wish them to go. But it's almost all the way through, actually. I just need this one piece to go. And there we go. I think I just should have used a knife for this one. Or I should have somehow a way to just do it like those commercial cutters where you just go, you know, like this. But I guess I don't have enough tension on it to do that. Not enough depth. But I'm going to stop now. So that's what it looks like on the edges. I did have major soda ash because I didn't do any water discount. I was hoping for glycerin reverse, but I didn't get that. But I will be cleaning this up later. And now I'm going to try the other one.